Assalamu alaikum, my brothers and sisters in Islam. In today's lesson, we will be learning about why the patience wears thin, or why the patience reaches its threshold limit and a man bursts, why a man behave in a peculiar way and turns into a devil within a matter of seconds. So why this happens? We will be discussing this matter from Soorah Kahf in the Quran, which is Surah number 18, chapter number 18 from the Quran. In this, there is the incident of Musa alayhi salam with Khizr alayhi salam. Musa requests Khizr alayhi salam that he should accompany him with himself so that he can learn something of the hidden knowledge which Allah has given to Khizr alayhi salam. And in reply, Khizr alayhi salam says that you will not be patient with me, and he says, Inshallah, God willing, I will be patient with you. So they're board on a boat, and the owner of the boat doesn't charge any fare from them, and after some time Khizr alayhi salam break one of the wooden pallets of this boat, and on this Musa alayhi salam says, they didn't even charge you any fare and you broke a pallet or a wooden floor out of this boat. This is something unfair, this is not right. So you can say there's a vessel of your patience. So that vessel is filling for Musa alayhi salam, and it has reached up to this point. And then Khizr says that I had already told you that you will not be able to be patient with me. So Musa alayhi salam keeps calm and says, I will not be asking you anything further. Then they reach a town, and some kids were playing there, and Musa alayhi salam take hold of a kid and kills that kid. Musa alayhi salam immediately got furious on this and got impatient, and immediately says that why did you kill a pious soul of Allah which didn't had committed any crime? Khizr alayhi salam says that I have already told you that you will not be able to be patient with me. So here again this vessel of patience for Musa alayhi salam has got filled up to this point. Only a small is left. Then they visit the town, and the people of that town didn't host them and they didn't give them any food. They come back from the town, and there was a wall which was about to fall. Khizr alayhi salam pushed that wall back and made it stand straight. Now this thing is something that can be done out of goodness without any remuneration. But Musa alayhi salam, his scale or his vessel of patience has already about to fill, and only a threshold is required, which is quite small. So this incident of straightening the wall acts as that threshold, and his vessel of patience fills, and he says something like that. And in the second incident, when Musa alayhi salam had complained about the killing of that child, he was about to leave. He didn't want to accompany Khizr alayhi salam. He was just going on the formalities, and he had told Khizr alayhi salam that if I ask you or if I object anything after this, then you can part ways with me. So this was actually the last thing which was done by Musa alayhi salam to part ways with him, and his vessel of patience is now full. He can't do any more patience, and his vessel of patience is full. For just this small incident, his vessel of patience is full. And regarding the interpretation of all these three incidents, there was a cruel king who used to snatch all the beautiful boats from their owner. So Khizr alayhi salam take out a wooden pallet from the floor of this boat and make it faulty, Later on, he fixed that pellet back into the boat, and it was all right. And regarding the child, he was into a bad company, and he was going to make life difficult for his parents as well, not only for himself. So he was killed by Khizr al-Islam on the orders of Allah, and his parents were blessed with a girl child which was pious and noble. And in the third case, the wall belongs to two orphans whose father was a noble man, and he has buried a treasure beneath that wall. And if that wall would fall now, those kids will not be able to collect that treasure, and others will be taking charge of it, and others will be taking benefit of the treasure. So that wall was kept straight so that it would fall when these child would reach their adulthood and they can get that treasure. So these were the interpretations. So the concept here is that if you do something bad, or if you tease someone, then his vessel of patience is getting full by a small amount. You may just think that the thing has gone and everything is normal now. It may seem normal, but next time if you tease that person, or if you do something wrong to that same person, then his vessel of patience is filling. With each incident, it is filling upwards, and in the last, when it reaches its threshold, a small amount of wrong done by you, which may be taken as something normal in normal day life, that small amount of wrong done by you will be touching the threshold, and he will be bursting over you, because all the patience, all those incidents are accumulating. You may be thinking that there is nothing in those and they are just gone, they are foregone, but they are not foregone, they are actually accumulating, and the threshold has reached, and the man goes unstable mentally, and what happens at that moment, nobody can say. What that person does to you, so nobody else can say, only the time can tell. Similar is the case when you are pulling a metal rod in the case of engineering. If you pull a rod from both ends like this, you can see there will be a point when it goes far beyond its yield point, and then is the ultimate tensile stress, and beyond that point it actually breaks. So this is something that happens in the daily life. This also happens when a different person do mischief or a wrong to a person, and he accumulates all of their wrongdoings, and finally with the final person who touches him when he is at his threshold, he bursts over the person and takes revenge of all those persons with that person, with this new person, this last one, this final one. This is again wrong. This is mainly due to because there is a fault in our thinking, our thought process. We get scolded, we got rebuked by our boss, and we come back to our home, and we take revenge from our wife or our children. This is something seriously wrong. This is a sign of unstable person, the person who is not sane, whose mind is not stable, basically, because you can't take revenge from someone else for the sins or for the mischief or wrong of someone else. So this was the concept of vessel of patience getting filled, and once it gets filled, with that last drop, the person becomes out of control, unstable, and he does what he can do, or only the time can tell what he will be doing to that final person, or with that final drop of mischief placed in the vessel of patience. I hope you learned something and you can implement this in your daily life, and you can save yourself from making people burst and making people unstable and do something which doesn't remain under their control at that moment. Hope you enjoyed this video. Fi amanillah.